Hi, I'm Serial Designation N, and today I will be taking place of Drayden at wait, Avian. What's your name again? You know what? Never mind. This is corny. We're ignoring that. So, um, what was this video about? Oh yeah, that's right. So, I'm going to make a community. I'm making a Discord server for anyone who wants to support the game. I'm gonna make sure this video gets spread everywhere so that people can see it. So maybe people will be interested in supporting the game in the future. Now let me tell you what this game's about. Lost Warrior is a going to be a 2D Metroidvania game that is highly based off of the other popular 2D Metroidvania game called Hollow Knight, and it will also have some Ultra Kill S to it because you know it'll be very combat based. So to explain that, I'm going to explain the game's mechanics and stuff before I get to the actual story. Which the story is pretty simple, but the story on the surface is pretty simple, but the lore hits deep. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to uh oh yeah, by the way, I will be using plushies for most of these videos where it's IRL and I'm just holding my camera because I don't want to show my face. Okay, so this is hurting my arm. Okay, so Lost Warrior is going to be obviously, like I said, 2D Metroidvania, but there will have some dodge mechanics and some parry mechanics, because who doesn't like parrying and dodging? And you'll also have the ability to swap between your weapons. There will be tons of weapons in these games, things like swords, daggers, spears, even guns. I was going to add bow and arrows to this game, but they're kind of useless since we already have guns. My arm hurts doing this. Let me just swap to another angle. Maybe this is better. That's better. I think that's better. Okay. So, yeah. Yes. We are going to be. That's what the game's mechanics are. And the more you dodge, and the more you dodge attacks and swap weapons, your style meter goes up. Yes, there will be a style meter in this game. Now, the way the style meter works is pretty cool. And I came up with this concept myself. So, the more style you get against each boss, the more damage you do towards them, and also the more defense you get. And depending on what weapon you have, if you dodge with a certain weapon, you gain a speed increase. Now, the thing about that is, that means this game is going to be easy if I just get good at dodging. Oh, no, 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 no. This game is going to be hard as. I don't want to say balls, that's inappropriate. Um, it's going to be hard as nutcrackers. That's right, nutcrackers. I hate this. This is so corny. Why am I such a cornball? That's how hard this game's gonna be. It's gonna be pretty difficult. So if you're gonna get good at dodging, you're gonna have to really get good because I'm gonna make sure that me and my game dev team are going to make it so painfully difficult to dodge anything. So yeah, you're gonna have to learn a lot of stuff in this game. It's gonna have to be a lot of frame perfect dodges and all that other stuff. So yeah, the more you dodge, the more damage you increase, and then the more speed, and then you get more defense depending on what weapon you have. So moving on. Now we're on to the story, which I'm gonna use a different plush for that. So V, you can go kick rocks. Okay, so now we are going to explain the story. So the story is basically pretty simple. Please don't come in. Please don't come in while I'm trying to record a video. Please stay in there. Please stay in there. Please. Okay. So basically, the story is about this young. I should have waited to record this. This story is gonna be about this young person named Adam. And basically, they're really, really strong. And hell, hell itself, yes, hell, is having a war with Earth. It's 10,000 of those little gremlins we call demons. And they have currently fighting humans right now. That's basically what's happening. And Adam, who's one of the strongest warriors of them all, gets backstabbed by one of his own team members, colleagues, peoples. Yeah. And basically, he dies, the whole getting sent to heaven and hell thing. He usually hasn't done anything wrong. But he, of course he has sinned because nobody's perfect. But, he's on the way to heaven. But what he doesn't know is that he was actually meant to die. But he doesn't learn that until later. So he gets dragged to hell because hell realizes that they need a new vessel. And that basically starts the events of Lost Warrior and all the other events and all the other crap that happens in that game. All the other lore, hits deep. That's basically it on the surface. There's a war. He dies. He's on the way to heaven. But, his journey gets stopped because the hand of hell literally grabs this man. Hence the game cover, which I will be editing Avian will show that right there. It will be right there. Yeah, that's why the game covers. That's him getting dragged to hell. So yeah. That's it. And they're taking a shower in the other room now. This is why I should have waited until I got home to record this. I wouldn't have no noise or no interruptions. So now the video's over. Uzi, you can also go kick rocks.